Says asked Don if they are still challenging for the title. Do you think that team can challenge for the title based on tonight, David?
No. But I've been saying for months it's stupid to think that we're going to be challenging for a title. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So, yeah.
That is very true. People are. Look, I know we were all talking in the group chat, and, I thought defensively you looked a mess. Everybody out of position, looking like they don't know what they're doing. The high line being exposed. What did you make of? I know it's mainly about fitness, but what did you make of the performance tonight? And does it fill you with confidence? Are you a little bit worried about the start of the campaign in 3 weeks?
Well, first, it is preseason, so like you've got to take everything with like a pinch of salt. So like I'm not going overboard, but at the same time, it's like you still want to see basics carried out. Even if it's a new system, you still want to see simple patterns and stuff carried out. And again, same with the first game. You can see what we're trying to do.
Yes.
The issue is we just don't have, whether it's the cohesion or the players to carry it out. I'm not sure yet. I would like to see it when everyone's fully fit and healthy. But the main worry is if people do get injured, which is quite likely, what happens? Because I do think Enzo and Caicedo would actually work very well in this system. If one of them picks up an injury and Leslie's got to come in, or like not even Lavia, but like I'm talking about the ones below that, the ones below the main three.
Yeah.
If they've got to come in, it just looks very shaky. And again, the main thing with most of today's goals, or the reason why Celtic had so many chances, was we'd lose the ball in midfield because one of the midfielders wouldn't know what to do with it, and then all it took was 2 passes, and they were literally in behind, like no problems at all. I'm just looking, I was just very confused how you see it and then you don't adjust to it. But I guess again, it's preseason, so it's not like if there were points on the line, I'm sure I hope a tactical change would have been made. But again, they're still learning all this new system and so on and so forth. So I'm not again getting too annoyed by it.
No, and that element I agree with. I think what's really interesting is obviously you always get that hope with the new manager that it clicks really quickly and that you start to perform straight away. The fear I have from MARESCA, just a little niggle in the back of my head, is if the season starts like this, you do have, for right or wrong reasons, is almost irrelevant now. You do have one of the most impatient fan bases in the world. Will the fans, along with the players, give the system time to bed in? I mean, we've heard Don say many a times as an example, well, look what Crystal Palace were doing almost instantly, so we expect that. And then you watch tonight and you think, well, whatever he's trying to do, these players don't look capable of playing it. At the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say that, again, I just think subtle adjustments keep things more simple. For me, the biggest issue is, a comment here says right back out of position and a high line is not going to work. And I do look at that and just think, just stick to 4 at the back. If you stuck to 4 at the back and maybe drop that high line 5 yards deeper, you would probably resolve the vast majority of these issues instantly, in my view.
Yeah, obviously, again, like Cucurella is probably more naturally suited to playing that kind of inside midfield role than Reece James is. So obviously, if you've got Reece James on playing, well, it's right at the back 3, but playing right back, and then you put the Cucurella as the inverting midfielder, that would probably make more sense in terms of what he's trying to carry out from day one. But these managers, especially from the Pep coaching tree, they love their systems and they stick to them. So I don't see.
Yeah.
I just don't see them dropping out of. Yeah, would it make sense to drop 5 and play a back 4? It probably would, but everyone said that to Ange last year and he didn't change. And people have said to Pep, "Oh yeah, sometimes do this," and he's like, "No, because this is the style of football that I play." So I'm not expecting him to do it. But if we end up in a situation where we've got Chalobah and Disasi playing centre back, I would expect him to do so in the season, just because those two, those two especially, I look at and go like, I don't think you have the not even it's not they don't have the ability, they just don't have the concentration for a whole game to play that really open style of football and not give the ball away in a really bad position. Because if you are giving the ball away in a really bad position from those deep centre back roles, then it is literally one pass goal every time. Because there's just someone's naturally in the wrong place because you've got a fullback playing midfield. So if you give away the ball from the centre back, it's just
The thing is, I understand what people say preseason isn't everything, and it's not true. But we saw Man United's midfield in preseason at times last year getting exposed, and it was called out. And I remember saying to Staffy, "Look, it's preseason, mate. It'll get sorted before it begins." And we didn't address it until the last 4 games of the season in terms of adjusting the shape. And then as soon as we did it, we actually won all our games. And I suppose that's the issue here. It's I don't think it's time to panic, but like you've alluded to, if these problems persist and then the manager doesn't change anything, but then you get that issue of the players losing faith, the fans losing faith, the media jumping on top. Madrid on Wednesday. You're all of
Don't worry, it doesn't make sense to me either.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me either. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, you might beat them. I mean, Madrid. Can you imagine what Madrid's counterattack would have done to that team tonight? Oh my God!
It's like Vinicius or Rodrigo running in behind and not. I don't even know what his name was. But to be fair, Celtic looked pretty good. I can't lie.
They did. They
played some good football.
True Blue says, ain't it the same Celtic that put 4 past City? It is. And I'm not saying Celtic are an absolute dead, like awful team and it shouldn't have happened. But the problem is when City get beat, we know what City are going to do when the season begins. So that's why I think the situation is different. Arsenal fan AJ here says, we will displace Arsenal. We are better than Man United, Liverpool and Villa. These 1.5 billion worth of bums can't even entertain their fans.
That's not true. One thing I will say, Chelsea games are entertaining.
Oh, I enjoyed the game.
The games are brilliant.
The game, and your attacking play tonight was quite good. I thought in terms of the approach play, it was really good. It was the final shot and final ball every time was awful. Awful.
Yeah, I mean
Madueke tonight. I mean, he was cooking his fullback until the final ball, and then he played like you.
Yeah, no, literally. I was about to say those that he just couldn't do anything. The finish was so bad. There was that one moment when like Sterling came on, hit the post, and Cuckoo then got his shot blocked, and Guy literally had like an open goal, and then it's just there like, yeah, this ball's not going in the net. I was actually surprised we scored. Even if it was a penalty, I was just surprised we scored because I've seen those kind of days before where it's just like it's not going in.
Do you know what I would say to Chelsea fans as well? I would say stop. This is just a personal feeling. Stop bigging it up. I'm not saying don't go, I like this signing, or I don't like that signing, or this looks good. Just, we're going to finish above these guys. Like, just keep it as quiet as possible. In my opinion, as quiet as a dormouse. No noise, no hype. Because that hype is actually going to put more pressure on your team because social media and the media will jump on it. And Don, big up Don. And I would say this to his face, is not chatting behind. It's not chatting behind his back. It's in front of thousands of people on the internet. But him saying that if they keep most of their players fit, they could challenge for the league. You just don't need to say it. Just don't put that pressure out there. That's just me, but there we go. Tommy here says, when Sterling was by far the best player on the pitch, he was. I thought he played well. It was just, again, the final ball was final ball. Final ball was off.
Also, we were very heavy one-sided. We didn't vary up which way we were attacking. It always went to Madueke. And I was just looking like Mudryk does exist. And also Guiu again has actually looked quite good, but he was so very not involved in the game. But every time he got on the ball, he was like, "Oh no, this kid can actually do something." I just want to see more of him. But it is. What
I agree with that point. The overreaction of people on social media. But you're always going to get that overreaction and lack of a balance view. Anyone that was popped in is most likely tonight almost rubbing their hands together to kind of jump in.